all she just said.
Will you stay right here?
Yes, come on.
Your mother sent me to give you a ride home.
I have to wait.
We can wait in the car.
Okay.
For the People, presented by Instant Maxwell House. Now so much richer you can make it by the pot. And by New Q toothpaste, recognized effective against cavities.
Look, a new tooth!
Oh, a very special tooth, too. It's gonna last you a lifetime.
A lifetime?
And I've got something special for it. For your brand new tooth, a brand new toothpaste, Q.
Now, teeth that must last a lifetime can have a lifetime of fewer cavities with Q, the new cavity preventive. Fewer cavities in a program of regular checkups, watching the treats, regular brushing, with Q, a lifetime of fewer cavities that can spare you needless pain, needless worry, needless dental problems. A promise based on clinical tests of Q's exclusive fluoractin formula. And Q wins official recognition. Read the official statement of the Council on Dental Therapeutics, American Dental Association. It's on every carton.
You taste like better, too.
Start today on a lifetime of fewer cavities for your family with Q.
Come on, what's going on in there? What are you doing there?
I don't know.
Look, Dave, do you think the child's still alive?
I have no
Is it work
reason
of
to
a
believe that
maniac?
he isn't.
Or is it kidnapping for ransom?
I don't think anything is.
What about the license number?
I have no information on
Well,
that.
did the nurse see the license?
I haven't spoken to the nurse.
Dave, give him the statement.
Yeah, come on. It's too cold to stand around and talk. You want a statement? All right. The police department and the district attorney's office are working, as usual, in full cooperation.
Come on, give us that break.
Our main objective right now is to return a 5-year-old boy unharmed to his parents.
That's the parents. When can we see him?
That decision is up to them.
Well, you have influence, don't you, Dave?
How old would you say she was?
I told you I don't know.
Was she 20, 60?
Sergeant, it all happened so quickly. See, she was taking Bobby into the
Did
car.
you notice how tall she was?
No.
Well, look, try to remember. Anything at all, anything. Now, what color hair did she have?
I don't know. I am trying. You gotta believe me. I want to do everything that I can.
You've done quite enough already.
Maria.
Oh, well, she is.
I want to do.
I'm sure you do.
None of this would have happened if it weren't for her.
Hi, Dave. We've got a bulletin out on the car and part of the license plate.
Anything else?
Not much. The son goes to this fancy day school. Now, some woman phone left word for the kid's nurse to call home. Now, they must have grabbed him while she was inside.
Professionals?
We can't tell. They make contact. And it better be soon.
Why is that?
The kid's a diabetic.
But it was Bobby. He said there was a message. Then you should have taken him inside with you. Well, don't you think that I know that?
Solve nothing this way. It's not fair to place the entire guilt on her.
How can you say that? She had absolutely no right to leave Bobby alone. But he said you had specific instructions to meet him at school and to bring him back here, not to leave him alone in the street.
Mrs. Harriet has explained all.
But I don't want her explanations. I want her baby. If it weren't for you.
Mrs. Havlin, please.
Hello? Yes, this is Mr. Havlin. No, I've nothing to say. Yes, I expect I will cancel tomorrow night's concert. Now, look, if you don't mind, this is the third call we've had from you people in the last 10 minutes. We're trying to keep this line open. Thank you. Do you think you could arrange to keep reporters off the line?
Someone's contacting the papers right now. The rest is up to them, I'm afraid.
What does he expect? I mean, his son kidnapped? It's a big headline.
Headline, sure. You better put another phone extension in the room. I think it might be a good idea to get the nurse out of here before we have any more fireworks. My name is Coster. I'm from the district attorney's office. I don't know whether you'd remember or not, but we met about 2 years ago. You gave a joint recital at Carnegie Hall. My wife and I came backstage.
We meet a great many people, Mr. Costa. What can you do about our son?
Yes, of course. Do either of you know anyone who might want to harm you or your son?
No.
Are you sure?
Well, Bobby's only 5 years old. Why would anyone want to harm him?
Everything's possible, Mrs. Havlin. Your son was probably kidnapped for ransom, but we have to consider everything. Now, think carefully. We all make enemies at one time or another.
Mr. Coster, we're not saints. I mean, certainly there are people who aren't terribly fond of us, but to do something like this, they would have to be psychotic. I see. Everything is possible.
His school uniform, Mr. Costa.
Is that what he was wearing today?
One exactly like it.
I'd like to take it with me, if I may.
Yes, of course.
Nice size room.
This is the room I'd have liked when I was a child.
I was the messy type myself.
I've been admiring your efficiency, Mr. Costa. Do you think that you can be equally as honest?
I'll try.
Do you think we'll see our son alive again?
Mr. Havlin, I hope so. We'll do our best.
Yes. He needs an insulin injection every day. Did you know that?
How long can he last without one?
24 to 36 hours before lapsing into diabetic shock. That is 24 to 36 hours after missing an injection.
I understand. Then what?
He'll be in a coma. He'll be dead in 2 to 4 days.
When was his last injection?
7 o'clock.
This morning?
Last night.
Don't pick it up yet. Is this thing set? Ready to go. Now, let her go. Okay.
Hello? speaking. Oh, no. I have no statement to make. Please, can't you people just leave us alone? Aren't they ever going to leave us
I'm
alone?
afraid we're considered public property.
When we appear in public, when we play a recital, but not here. Not our son. Not our son.
I think I'll talk to the press.
You must be kidding. What for?
It's the only way to keep the boy alive. I'm depending on you fellas to give the information as much publicity as possible.
What's the dosage, Mr. Coster?
60 units of insulin per day. This can be given in one injection or broken up into 2 or 3 doses. The medication was due at 7 this evening, so it is urgent to administer the initial injection as soon as possible. The boy should be given something to eat about a half hour after each dosage. This appeal on behalf of the parents of 5-year-old Bobby Haviland will be broadcast at regular intervals throughout the day. And now the weather. Present reading is 48. Winds from the northwest at 10 miles.
Hi.
How'd it go?
Any word yet?
No.
When'd you get in?
About 10 minutes ago. Well, did you knock him dead?
You really must know I was no good to anybody tonight. Couldn't get that child out of my mind. That's him. That's Evelyn.
He's like a mechanical man, isn't he?
Dave, what's going to happen to that boy?
I wish I knew.
Well, the appeal's been on radio and TV all night. That'll help, won't it? I mean, at least it'll keep him from dying.
Insulin's a prescription item, Phil. Whoever took Bobby Haviland isn't likely to have a prescription in his pocket.
Well, under the circumstances, do you think a druggist will worry about that?
Under the circumstances, do you think he'll go to a druggist?
Oh.
Yeah.
His parents must be going out of their minds.
Listen to that. Do you think anything would drive a guy like that out of his mind?
What do you mean?
Every note in its proper place. Like the inside of that poor kid's room. And with just about as much warmth. Did you really play lousy tonight?
No, I really did, yes.
He'd have been great.
I can't believe he doesn't feel anything.
Hello? Speaking. I'll be right down.
You put the money in a small suitcase and you go to the corner of 78th Street and West End Avenue. You got it? 78th and West End. Right. There's a public phone on that corner. You'll be right next to that phone booth at exactly 8:30 a.m. without the police.
Now, what do I do then?
You just be there with the money, unmarked bills, and no police. You want to see your kid again. You remember that.
How can I... Hello? Hello? I think he hung up.
That's it. Mr. Greenberg thinks he'll call me on the public phone and give me further instructions.
Won't be able to trace the call.
You raise $100,000 cash by tomorrow.
Then I think you should do exactly as he said. We'll need a spot where we have a clear view of the telephone booth, second floor someplace.
No. He said no police.
Well, they won't see us, Mr. Haviland.
Oh, but what if they do, Mr. Coster? Now, look, all we care about is getting Bobby back. Now, catching the man or saving $100,000 isn't important. He said no police, and I don't want to take any chances.
What makes you so sure you'll get your son?
Well, he said that we would.
Your son is alive. You know that because you heard his voice on the phone a few minutes ago. Now, he'll stay alive until they get the money. After that, he'll either be returned to you or killed.
Oh, no, they couldn't do that.
How do you know what they will or will not do, Mrs. Havlin? Your son is a burden to them. As a diabetic, the burden is even greater. Now, you wanted honesty? All right. If we're there, I can promise you they won't see us. If we're not there, I can promise you nothing. Please, it'll be all right. You just be there with the money.
Yes.
Why didn't you follow instructions?
But I did. I have the money.
And the police. Go home, Mr. Haviland. Forget it.
But my son... Hello. Hello. Hello.
My wife has a way with coffee.
I make it by the pot with Instant Maxwell House, using this recipe. 1 teaspoon per cup, add water, cold water, heat just to a boil, and let it steep.
Great coffee.
Try it.
Instant Maxwell House. So much richer you can make it by the pot. And now from Instant Maxwell House, new low prices. The biggest price cut in years. Look for big savings.
I've been raising basset hounds for 12 years. All these dogs have been raised on Gaines meal because it's a very well-balanced diet. The bone has developed well, a good clear eye, a nice shiny coat. They really eat the food. They come around looking for more. If I only had one dog, I would still feed it the Gaines meal. In fact, when I sell a puppy, I always recommend Gaines meal.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I have no story for you. Now, wait a second. What? Generally, I don't believe in withholding information. I'm sure you all know me well enough for that. When it comes to cooperation with the press, I've always leveled with you fellas. The more the public knows about the workings of our office, the more understanding they'll have. I know that.
What about this Haviland case?
Well, I was coming to that, Sam.
You're not going to put a lid on, are you?
Don't you think you've done enough?
All right. Now, look, I can't order you not to file your story or your editors not to print it. If I did that, you'd all be yelling freedom of the press.
That's right.
And you'd be right. But cooperation is a two-way street.
And you want us to hold off?
Only temporarily, and only on the negotiations.
What about the hard news?
If the police make an arrest, sure, you can print that. But let's face it, kidnapping is a very special breed of cat. We're dealing with a very desperately sick kid here. We all want him back with his family, don't we? Now, once that comes off, then, of course, you can print anything you want. Fair enough?
What if somebody jumps the gun?
I'm asking you not to. I can promise you that we won't play any favorites. You'll all get the same poop at the same time. Now, can't ask more than that, can you? Huh?
Fair enough.
Okay. Then I'll count on your cooperation. Any questions?
Yes, can we file a story on this meeting?
Well, certainly. As long as you don't print anything I've just said.
Ah, wait a minute.
Very funny, Mr. Salisi. What do we write about? The color of your eyes?
I don't think you got the message, Bernardi. What we're trying to do here is save a kid's life. There's nothing funny about that.
I was only trying to write a...
You tried once today. Is that enough for you? Or do you think your crummy press card entitles you to a...
Dave.
Now, wait a minute. Just wait a minute.
Please, all right now. Relax, fellas. Relax, will you? Look, you came here for a story, huh? Okay, I'll give you one. It came just a few minutes ago.
Hey!
The police think they've identified the kidnapped car. Green sedan, license number 5Z7454. Reported stolen 2 days ago. Owner's name, John Maroney.
Has it been found yet?
Not yet.
What about Maroney? Have the police...
That's all the information I have. You want any more dope? Go down and see Garrity down at the precinct. Dave, don't go yet. I want to talk to you. Give me Captain Fleming of the 25th precinct. I'll hold. Shut the door, will you? Come on, Dave, get smart, huh? You blast the newspapermen, all you do is exercise your vocal cords. Hello, Bill. Tony Salisi. Just fine, yeah. Look, Bill, there's some reporters coming down there. A whole flock up. Do me a favor, huh? Try to keep them away from Garrity. It's important. We'll keep them downstairs. Out of the squad room if you possibly can. Right? Thanks. Come on, Dave. We need their cooperation. We can't blast it. We have to angle for it nicely. Always nicely. And 9 times out of 10, they'll come around.
And if they don't, what do we do then? Pat them on the back and tell them what good boys they are? And please don't step in our cabbage patch again?
Come on, Dave. Most of those fellas are decent, hard-working, responsible reporters. Sure, they dig, but that's part of their job.
Job? All I know is that we could have had a contact at 8:30 this morning if it hadn't been for one of those responsible journalists.
Okay, he loused it up, maybe. But you don't get cooperation by spitting in somebody's eye.
I'm going down to the precinct.
Yeah? Put him on. Hold it, Dave. It's Garrity. Yeah? Hi, Garrity. I was just talking to Yeah, he's here. When? Just a minute. They just pulled in a suspect.
I don't know anything about any kidnapping, so help me.
I'll bet you don't. He sure knows about insulin.
I already told him.
Mr. Larkin, you went into a drugstore and you tried to buy insulin?
Well, sure. Why not? I mean, is it against the law to have diabetes?
You're a very funny fellow.
Where's the prescription?
I told him I lost it.
Where'd you lose it, Larkin? Corner of 78th and West End?
I don't know. I don't know why the druggist called the police. All I did was
Who's your physician?
Huh?
Your doctor. What's his name?
What? His name?
If you have diabetes, Mr. Larkin, you must be under a doctor's care.
Oh, yeah, you probably, you didn't understand. Like, it's not for me. The insulin, I mean. It was for a friend.
What's his name, Larkin? Your friend. Or don't you know your friend's name?
Well, sure. Michaels. Louis Michaels.
Where does he live?
Over here, Bill.
I asked you a question, Mr. Larkin. Where does your friend live?
I don't know. No, really, I don't know. We just used to meet him in the park.
Oh,
and play checkers, you know? And he's always telling me how he needs insulin and how expensive it is. So I thought I'd surprise him. And Michaels, Louis Michaels, it's in the book, I think. You look it up.
We will.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Larkin?
I'm a barber. I've been laid off for a couple of months.
Married?
No.
You got a girl?
Oh, no.
All set, Mr. Coster?
Go ahead.
Hello. Mr. Haviland? Who's speaking? Mr. Haviland, we have your son. Who is this? Never mind. I'm going to put him on. I want you to listen. Come over here, Bobby. Your daddy wants to talk to you. Now just say hello. Go ahead.
Daddy?
Bobby? Are you all right?
Daddy, I'm tired.
alive, Mr. Haviland. And he can be back with you tomorrow. If you'll do exactly as I tell you.
All right, Larkin, where's the boy?
I don't know anything about this.
He doesn't know. Whose voice is on that tape, Larkin? The mayor's?
It isn't mine. I swear it isn't.
It's almost 2:30. That boy should have had his injection 7 o'clock last night. Now, Mr. Larkin, you don't want that boy to die, do you?
I don't know anything about this.
Who's your girlfriend?
Bedroom closet, top shelf. A brand new passport issued 2 weeks ago. Great. 2 airline tickets to Brazil for Mr. and Mrs. Jerry Larkin. Pretty good for an unemployed barber, huh?
Should say anything else?
Yeah. Dresser drawer. A pile of newspaper clippings. The whole rundown on the Havilands. Papa, Mama, Bobby, nurse, the works. Look, it ought to guarantee an indictment, don't you think?
Yeah. Hi, Costa. Planning a little trip, huh? How did you get in here? I'm just looking around. How about it? Anything new on your suspect? You fellows were told to stay out of the squad room. I'm just using a little old American enterprise. How about that passport? Hey, come on. Go on downstairs, will you? You got some kind of beef against me. No beef, but you were all told you get the same release at the same time.
You know, Frank, I don't think your friend appreciates how hard I work for a living now. If I beat my competition, maybe I'll get a raise.
Mr. Vickers, I'm going to tell you something. Yeah. The next one of you characters that think that their byline is more important than a boy's life is going to get their morning edition rammed right down their throat.
Yeah, well, I'll keep that in mind. I'll see you around, Frank.
Dave, you're a very impractical man. You can't talk to those guys that way.
Don't worry, they'll spell your name wrong.
Sure, you got a beef. Look, that's today. Tomorrow, next week, you may need it.
You might as well go back down to the office.
Look, you're not only impractical, you're stubborn. Now, how do you think you got Larkin?
A druggist called a cop, that's how.
Sure he did. But before you go knocking the press, maybe you ought to remember why that druggist was looking for someone asking for insulin without a prescription. Do you think a little birdie whispered it to him? Or maybe he read about it in his morning paper.
Mr. Haviland? Never mind, just listen, Mr. Haviland. Listen carefully. I have a message I want you to give the police.
Woman is out of her mind.
Will you keep your voice down, please, Mr. Custer? I don't want my wife to hear about this, not yet. I don't see what choice you have now. You've got to let him go. She said she'd kill Bobby. Do as she asks.
What makes you think she won't kill your son, even if I do release Larkin?
I don't see we have to face that problem now, do we?
Anybody who tried to blackmail an entire city isn't exactly a rational human being.
But you are, is that it? You've got a man you can convict, and you're not about to let him go. Well, I'm also a rational human being, Mr. Coster, and I'm not concerned about a record of prosecution.
If I thought releasing Larkin would bring your boy back into this room alive, I'd be the first one to recommend it. But it won't work. Believe me.
What will? Talking to Larkin?
Still our best chance. We can't release him, I'm sorry.
You may be condemning my son to death, you know that.
Larkin has been interrogated since 2:30 this afternoon. He's still being questioned, and it'll go on. He's a frightened man, Mr. Haviland, and sooner or later that fear is going to be all he'll be able to see. And then your son will be on his way. It's happened before.
And if it doesn't happen?
The police are continuing to investigate the area of the drugstore, his apartment. They might come up with something.
And if they don't?
All we can do is try.
Yes, I know you'll do your best. Well, I appreciate your honesty, Mr. Coster. After all, that's what I asked for, isn't it? Facts are simple enough, I suppose. It's 48 hours since my son's last injection. He may not live much longer unless he has another one. And if that woman meant what she said, he may not live at all. You tell me to ignore her. And all you offer me in return, all you can offer me, I'm sure, is a handful of good intentions. Well, that's not enough. I'm sorry, but it's just not enough.
For the People, presented by U.S. Royal Tires, a member of the Uniroyal family.
You never know when you're going to need rain tires. On a wet curve, rain tires will hold the road 50% better than the tires that came with your car. And they'll stop you 30% shorter. Unless your car is a 65. The rain tire, just introduced by U.S. Royal. But what's it like when the sun comes out? Your car will handle like it never handled before. And this tire comes on many 65s, so it has to be smooth riding and quiet. The rain tire, because you never know when it's going to rain.
Jameson's office. I think it's empty. Stick with him.
Morning, Dave. Who's your friend?
Nobody important.
Like the Haviland suspect, maybe?
Come on, Harry. I thought at least you'd lay off.
Look, I'm just trying to cover myself. Somebody else picks up this story. I'll blast it for you tomorrow.
Yeah, but you'll recover, baby.
Dave, be reasonable. When you arraign him, it'll be a matter of public record anyhow.
So the boy's obituary.
See if the judge wants any coffee. Tell him I'll be back there in a couple of minutes. What'd you bring him here for?
I had to get him out of the precinct house. Too many reporters were asking too many questions.
Well, of course they're asking questions. When are you going to let him call his lawyer?
We do that with Dad. I won't even be able to ask him the size of his shoe. Tony, look, all I want is 5 or 6 more hours.
We've had him since 2:30 yesterday afternoon.
We can't keep him forever. It won't be the first time it's happened around here. 3 hours, what do you say?
You act as if you don't know what's going on. Counselor, the judge is waiting for you. I'll be right in there with you. Now, look, my phone's been ringing all morning. There isn't a newspaper in town that doesn't know that we picked up somebody, and they're all screaming. They want to know what's happened to him. Now, wait a second, will you please? Look, I want that kid back, too. But we can't get away with locking Larkin in somebody's private office.
Do you realize that woman called Haviland again just a little while ago?
What'd she say?
Same thing, same threat. And Haviland's blowing his stack, and right now I don't blame him for it.
Well, what did he tell her?
He followed instructions, all right. He stalled it. He said we were considering a proposition.
Did she buy it?
What difference does it make? What difference does it make? Once we bring Larkin into open court and arraign him on that kidnapping charge, she'll get her answer. In the evening papers, Tony, or if she has a radio, on the hour, by the hour. Larkin will get his due process, she'll get her answer, and you can go home and tend your garden.
Oh, come on, Dave.
And Tony, all I want is 3 hours. That's all. Huh? And then I'll book him. Hey, Tony, that's great. Will you stop worrying? He's having a ball.
I'm so tired. I don't think you know how tired I am.
We're all tired, Mr. Larkin.
Look, can I get some sleep?
How much sleep do you think the boy's father and mother had last night?
Why are you protecting the woman, Larkin?
I'm not protecting anybody. I told you that. I don't even know who she is.
Then why is she so anxious to have you released?
I don't know.
Who's the woman? Who's the woman? Come on, who is she? She's holding the kid, isn't she?
I don't know. Oh, please.
You'll get all the sleep you want, Larkin. Just tell us where the kid is. Listen, you want to go to jail for 20 years to life? Maybe get the electric chair? Give yourself a break.
How did I get into all this? That's all I want to know. How did I get into all this?
That's what we're trying to find out.
You think I'd hurt a kid? Me?
No. No, we don't. We don't think you'd want to, Mr. Larkin. Otherwise, why would you go and try and buy the insulin? Huh? Listen to me. Listen. The questions I'm asking you here, the questions I'm going to ask in the courtroom, you don't have the answers now, you won't have them then. Only then it'll be too late. The kid will be dead and the charge will be murder. Is that what you want? No, Then help us. Help yourself. Stop it from happening. I'm going for coffee.
All right. Why did you want to buy the insulin?
Lock the door.
All right, Custer. What's going on in there?
Nothing going on.
Oh, Dave, I saw you bring the guy in the morning. I saw you bring him in the morning. Cut it out. Come on now.
Look, Costa, what's the story? Why don't you level with
How many times I have to tell you? Are you holding your suspect in that room or not?
Nobody. We're not holding anybody.
Dave, are you holding a suspect in that room or not?
Look, Salesius told us.
Salesi told us to hold off reporting on the negotiations.
This is different, Dave. This is different. We have a responsibility.
Now listen,
Harry,
he
there is
thinks
no...
we're chasing a byline.
Well, maybe we are chasing a byline. Maybe we're all after the big buck, but the news we print lands on the breakfast table every morning, and I think the public has the right to know.
That's right. What are we talking about here? A municipal scandal, a national election?
Yes, news!
Sure, keep the public informed, but use a little judgment. We're not trying to censor the press, believe me.
Well, what do you call it then, Dave? You put an umbrella on the news about the kidnapping. Okay, maybe that was necessary. But when you use that same umbrella to hold a man 24 hours without even booking him, without letting him call his lawyer...
It was necessary, Harry.
So is an informed public. And the day you or anybody like you has the right to tell us what we can or can't print, that's the day I'm applying for a passport.
Right. You were right there.
All right. Look, I'm not telling you. I'm asking you. I'm begging you. Is that good enough?
What's the pitch, Dave?
We still have a chance to get the kid. It all depends on that man in a room down the hall. All I'm asking for is a couple of hours. That's all. After that, it'll be out in the open anyway, so it won't matter. What do you say? Huh?
I guess you'll just have to trust our judgment there, Dave.
Dave, can I see you out here, please? Hi, fellas.
Try and judgment with a little responsibility, will you?
Excuse me, please. Garrity called. They found the car. One of Larkin's fingerprints was on it. We've got to absolutely cope.
I never wanted to do it. Never.
Now, look, you don't stand a chance with a jury. But we're willing to give you a break. If you help us get that kid back alive, we'll recommend a plea of second-degree assault. Most you can get for that, 5 years.
What about the woman?
If she cooperates, she gets the same deal.
No.
Look, if we go on much longer, the kid will be dead. There won't be any deal.
I want her to go free. I don't want nothing to happen to her.
What do you want to be, huh? A hero? You think there's something noble about letting that kid die?
She trusts me.
Okay, she gets immunity. Now, how do we get the kid?
I phone her and make the arrangements.
Help yourself.
Not here. Outside the building.
Now, wait a second, Larkin. You got me over a barrel, but don't roll me down a hill.
Outside the building, where you won't know what number I'm calling. That's the only way I'll do it.
Got a real case on that dame. Okay, Frank, get the car. Bring it around and back.
What about the press?
I'll take care of that now. Hello. Get me Lieutenant Wells. Dave, I want you to go along with Larkin in the car.
You can't give a guarantee of immunity, you know that.
I know that, but he does. There's a life of a kid here. Bill, Tony Salesi. Look, there are a lot of reporters in the corridor. I want you to get them out of the building. right now. Right. Okay, Larkin, the deal's on.
The Duchess is entertaining at her cottage tonight. Just potluck. For a few old friends. Nothing special at all, really. Except for the cigarettes.
Permit me, Duchess.
Thank you, Pooksy. What is she smoking? The Duchess? Yes. What is it? Galaxy.
Galaxy? Is that new? Galaxy is very new. It's the filter cigarette with charcoal granules for a dividend in flavor. Flavor in the blend from pedigreed tobacco. Flavor at the end on your side of the filter. And Galaxy has another dividend. Dividend coupons.
You save these coupons, Duchess?
Of course, Poopsie.
Whatever for?
Gifts. Free gifts. Oh, however do you suppose I furnished this place?
Start collecting dividend coupons with new Galaxy. And with Alpine menthol cigarettes, too.
Let's go.
Any problems? Couple of guys, no sweat.
Couple of guys.
Just keep driving.
Now, I want my friend's name kept out of this. You remember that?
Don't worry, you got your deal. Pull up one of these phone booths. One of those phone booths on the corner, Frank. Pull over there.
There is somebody behind us.
Don't be silly.
Is that a reporter?
I told you to stop worrying, didn't I?
And I told you if there's any reporters around, I ain't gonna go through with it.
Larkin, that kid could be dead by now. You're gonna make that call.
I don't remember the number.
Keep driving. Can you lose it?
I can try.
Cut down here. Cut down here. Did you lose that little car?
You're gonna have to drive a lot better than this. He's still with you.
Now take off.
Go.
I'll make a right here, all right? That's right. I think you got him, boy. '78's next corner. All right. Make a sharp right on the next block. That does it. So does that. Come on, out of here. Let's go. There's a hotel right there. Come on. District Attorney's office. Give me a key to an empty room on the first or second floor. Quickly.
What's the trouble?
No trouble. Give me a key, quickly.
Sure, but we run a very clean place here. You can use the elevator. The elevator is...
It's a good deal, honey, believe me. Only a few years for me, and they don't touch you at all. Honey, you have to do it. Please, I don't want to spend the rest of my life in prison. You can put him in the car, can't you? No, all right. Yeah, all right, I'll tell him. Wait, don't hang up. You still love me? That's my girl.
Well? She'll do it. What about the arrangements? Where do we pick up the kid?
Oh, I'll tell you at 4:30.
4:30? That's more than an hour.
She'll be dropping the boy off at 4, and I want to give her at least a half hour to get away.
Half an hour? That kid could walk from here to Brooklyn. You'd never find
He
him.
won't be walking anywhere. He's passed out.
Well, that's even more reason.
Our friends.
Listen, Larkin, if that kid's in diabetic shock, we haven't got any time to lose. We got to get him to a hospital as quickly as possible. Now, where's she dropping the kid off?
Sorry.
Well, what are you worried about? We promised her immunity, didn't we?
What if one of those guys sees her? She'll be all over the papers.
There won't be anybody around.
They're here, aren't they?
Yeah. Take a good look at that fire escape, and remember it next time you want to make me a speech about knocking the press. Come on, let's get him out of here.
All right.
How much?
$10.
Well, that's a DA up there.
Well, there's $10 down here. Just let me know the number they called. That's all I want to know.
It's worth at least 20.
Maybe he's out there.
Let's look. I'll look on the left, you look on the right.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You said she was going to be here at 4:30.
Maybe she got caught up in the traffic. I don't know.
I don't know. Is that all you can say? I don't know.
She said she'd bring him here, please.
Hey, someone's coming. Now, look, I'll go check the other dock.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
What's happened to Bobby? Where is he?
Well, they're not here yet.
Well, you said 4:30. It's almost a quarter to 4.
I know.
What's happened to my son?
Take it easy. Take it easy.
They'll be here. They have to.
She lets us down. You've had it, mister. give my friend here a dime.
But we've been waiting for... Honey, the boy might die. Please. Now, you can do it for me, can't you? Well, I tried to help you, didn't I? Don't you think you owe me something? Well, sure, take the chance. It could mean my life. It could mean my life, please. Now, listen. You got me into all this, and you got to try and get... She hung up on me.
What happened?
She said she ain't going to do it. She said somebody's been ringing the doorbell and waiting out in front of the house, and she can't get to the car.
What are you talking about? Nobody knows where that house is.
Well, that's what she says. What do you want me to do?
Now you can tell us where the boy is.
The kid.
Wouldn't think a couple of hours would make that much difference.
How did he get here?
Beats me. I think he's got himself a private pipeline. He was out here before we were. Want to ride back with me?
You know that kid may die because of you?
Hello, Coster. Say, tell me, how'd you get out of that hotel room?
3-4 hours you made us lose.
Oh, come off it, Coster. All I did was follow a lead. Say, how did you do it? Did you go down the fire escape?
Why don't you?
Hey, look, you got the woman, you got the kid, and I got an exclusive. So what's the big McGilly? You may as well throw me in on the rest.
What for? So my wife can dump her coffee grounds all over your front page, 2-column spread. Sure, you got your exclusive. Lots of facts, lots of information. One thing missing, no responsibility. Maybe we'll even get your raise.
Oh, can I quote you on that?
Quote me on this. The name is Koster. Koster.
This portion of For the People, presented by Galaxy, the cigarette that has a filter with charcoal. And dividend coupons, good for free gifts.